Have you ever been taught how to do something, and then once you learned how to do it, you had to practice it over and over and over again to really cement that concept or that skill in? Have you ever been in a situation where you really needed something, but you weren't able to attain it yourself, but yet it was given to you in some form or fashion? I want to take a look today at Psalm 86 and verse 11. And David here says, "Teach me your way, O Lord, and I will walk in your truth. Give me an undivided heart that I may fear your name." The two things that really pop out to me in this verse is he's asking for two things. Number one, he says, teach. And then number two, he says, give. Teach me your way. What's the result of being taught? Well, teach me your way, and I will walk in your truth. In order to learn something from a teacher, well, you have to be present with that teacher, don't you? You need to be nearby. You need to be able to listen to them, maybe electronically. In some form or fashion, there has to be some interchange between the teacher and the student for the learning to take place. And so when David says, teach me here, if you can be taught something, well, that means that you can learn it. And so that's something you can almost kind of work for. You can kind of learn these things. But in the second half of the verse, he says, give me an undivided heart. The subtle contrast between teach and give. Teach is something that you can kind of learn, and there's a little bit of effort maybe that goes on your part. Give me, that's like a gift. You can receive a gift. And so with that in mind, I want to look over at 1 Timothy 4, verse 7. It says, "Have nothing to do with godless myths and old wives' tales. Rather, train yourself to be godly. For physical training is of some value, but godliness has value for all things, holding promise for both the present life and the life to come." Train yourself to be godly. That's the part that we can kind of engage with. And once you've learned something, you may have to repeat it several times to kind of cement it in. If you know certain things, you can train in those things. If you're working out, you can kind of reflect and think, I need to work on this part. Maybe I need some shoulder mobility. Maybe I need more cardio. And you can make a program to help hit those things. In like fashion, there's certain things that you can learn from the Word where you can train yourself to be godly. But going back over to the other verse where he says, give me. He's asking for a gift because that undivided heart, I feel, is something that can't be manufactured. That has to be something that is given to you from the Lord. And so as this video comes to a close, I would encourage you to consider what things do you know that you need to train on, that you need to be intentional and effortful in order to improve. And then what is something that you just know you can't manufacture yourself and you need to ask the Lord to give you? So ponder those two things. What do I need to train on? And what do I need to ask the Lord to give?